Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Ridge Haven Life. My name is Ian, and in this video, I'd like to go through what I'm working on in terms of creating a massive pile of firewood. There's a months-long project that's in the works, and I've got a very nice pile as is right now, but it's going to get a lot bigger, and it's going to need to get a lot bigger before the rainy season hits. In a recent video, I described creating a fire break by cutting down the forest on the other side of the house up the hillside. And cutting down a lot of trees generated a lot of wood, and much of that is now here in this ever-growing wood pile. Probably at least 4 cords here. Got bay, maple, Douglas fir. So as impressive as that wood pile is, it's about to get a whole lot bigger with the addition of all of this wood. This wood is also from the same project of creating the fire break on the hill, and it needs to be cleared out. This area during the rainy season, which will start in a couple of months, this is a ditch, and there is a creek that comes down the hillside, turns into a waterfall right around that stump, and then drains down the ditch to a culvert that's right about here. So all of this wood has to get moved and turned into firewood. But to take on a project of this magnitude, to kind of handle all these irregular pieces and whatnot, need to have a good system in place to do so. So a few considerations in making a pile of firewood, and you want to make sure that the pieces are going to be able to fit into your stove. So you don't want them to be too long or too wide. In terms of length, 16 inches is kind of the maximum that you'd like in terms of length. And then in terms of width, basically want to be able to pick it up from the side with your hand like that. If it's larger than that, then you want to split it. You want it to kind of be nice and straight, so it'll just stack well in the stove. So then here's some examples of some pieces that are not yet ready to be firewood yet. So this one here is a bit too long. And then also you wouldn't want kind of this branch out to the side. So gonna need to cut this piece off, making the Y, and then cut it short so it's 16 inches in length. Here's another example. Had a bunch of branches come off of it, and so you want to saw off these little nubs just to make it relatively nice and straight. This is a good shape, but it's a little too long, so need to shave off a few inches there. And then this one here is a bit too wide, so would want to put that through the splitter, and then also want to take off this bark that really adds no value. Okay, so here is the system that I've developed over the past week. May look like a bit of a mess. Well, it is a bit of a mess, but I think it's going to work. The overall idea of the system that I've developed is that this whole bundle of wood needs to be sorted into 5 different buckets. And so the first bucket are these rounds that are pretty good size. This is bay and maple mostly. These are rounds that are too big for the log splitter, and I want to avoid splitting by hand with a maul at this point. The second bucket are these irregular shaped pieces. You can see this piece of bay this just needs to be cut down. These 2 pieces of Douglas fir, they're too long, so they need to be cut down, need to be shortened to 16 inches and then put in the log splitter. A lot of these smaller pieces here are just a few inches too long, so need to use the chainsaw or a handsaw to cut those down. The third bucket are logs like this one here that are just ready to go on the log splitter, just ready to be split. So there's unfortunately these are in the minority. There's not too many of these, but that's all right. And then the fourth bucket are these pieces here that are already small enough to become firewood. Not all firewood needs to be split, and so saving a step here, not needing to split it. And then the fifth bucket is stuff that is not going to be turned into firewood. So this pile here is a lot of bark and trees, logs that had started rotting out because they had just been laying on the hillside for who knows how long, and so they're not really viable firewood. So this pile maybe at some point will help feed a nice bonfire during the rainy season when we can have burn piles. So with that system in place, this pile doesn't look as daunting. Everything here can be sorted into one of those 5 buckets. This piece right here, this is rotted out. This won't be firewood. But this piece here, that looks perfect, ready to go in the stack. This might be some nice kindling, use that. This piece right here, it's a little too long and a little too thick. I also need to take off the bark and say this piece here, this is perfect, size ready to go. Maybe I'll try to take off some of this bark before stacking it. And got some more Douglas fir logs back there. Got this piece here, nice width, but a little too long, so got to cut that down. So yeah, just to give a sense of how we'll be using the sorting mechanism of getting every one of these pieces into one of those 5 buckets. All right, well, that's about going to wrap it up for the firewood project for today. This pile behind me got a little bit smaller, and this pile of rounds got a little bit bigger. The pile of bark got a little bit bigger. The very nice stack of firewood off to the side got a little bit bigger. So yeah, this was the first time that I've fully used the system of the 5 different buckets that I was describing earlier, and I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. So I think as I'm going to continue this project, I'm going to keep to that system, probably improve upon it, tinker with it and whatnot, maybe organize the workspace a little bit more. But so far, so good, at least for the first time that I'm taking on a project of this size. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, and comment down below on things that you'd like to see in future videos. All right, thanks again so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy and take care.